Sources say the cell phones used as triggering devices were purchased last year in New Jersey. And Tony, investigators have also not yet found a direct link to ISIS or any other terrorist organization.
Jeff, thanks a lot. We have at the moment a new booking photo of the suspect. I think we can put that up on the screen now. There it is. And we also have begun to learn a bit more about his biography. What can you tell us?
Well, specifically where he was traveling. We know that he had an address. He lived in Elizabeth, New Jersey, but we also know that he's taking trips overseas to Afghanistan at least 3 times from what law enforcement sources are telling CBS News, but that he also traveled to Pakistan as well.
So I think the answer to this question is obvious, but I want to underscore it anyway. What might be the significance of those trips? Why do they matter so much to law enforcement?
Well, in cases like this, you want to try to figure out who he may have had contact with. Sometimes when there are cases related to terrorism, you find that suspects have become radicalized in some way. And so investigators are trying to figure out if that happened in this case. Was he communicating with someone overseas in Afghanistan or Pakistan who may have contributed to some sort of radicalization? That's what investigators want to know.
With the exception of the charity run in Seaside Heights, New Jersey, which was to benefit Marine Special Operations, the other locations where bombs were found did not seem to have any special significance. Do police know anything more at the moment about how they were selected?
Well, they're looking into that. Again, the motive right now is still unclear. But what we know about ISIS, and if this is in some way related to ISIS, it has encouraged its followers, its operatives to target soft targets. That's something we saw in Paris, right? The restaurants, theaters, places like that. So perhaps that was at play here. We don't know that definitively. Again, it's still relatively early in this investigation. He was caught almost 4 hours into the search, into this manhunt. So in the grand scheme of things, it is still early on in this investigation, and investigators will tell you that.
One unique aspect of this young investigation is the fact that this morning my cell phone made a very unusual sound and presented me with a wanted, be on the lookout for, and the information of the suspect. It's sort of a digital, old-fashioned Wild West wanted poster right on my phone. Has anything like that ever been heard of before, and what role might it have played in this case?
Well, in some ways, that's unprecedented. I think, it caught me off guard, too. Typically, when you get those alerts on your cell phone, either it's bad weather, perhaps, or it's maybe an Amber Alert or something like that. But in this case, investigators used it to put out information about this suspect. It was another way of getting the word out there because, again, in cases like this, investigators want people to know that if you see something, say something. In this way, they drew the public into their manhunt, and it worked.
Jeff Pegues following it for us. Thank you very much.